So the game is Nieuport 1600, published in Vivictus magazine, July 2nd, 1600, near the town of Nieuport in Spanish Flanders. The Dutch army confronts the Spanish tercios. So each turn is about 20 to 30 minutes. Each hex is 150 meters across. Units can be anywhere from 200 to 1,200 men, depending on the type, or 5 to 10 cannons. This game uses wings, so all units are assigned to a wing, and an army can have 3 to 5 wings. Orders at all times. Each wing has one of 3 orders, and they are in precedence order. Top is charge, down from charge is march, and down from march is rally. Each army may have one army commander, and then there's a wing commander for each wing. Morale status: each unit, infantry or cavalry, has a status indicated by whether the unit is flipped to its front or back side, or the front or back side of a status marker. So the statuses are normal, that's the counter front, no marker. Disordered is the counter back. Shaken is a status marker front. So well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that for right now. Shaken is status marker front, broken is status marker back. And it uses 10-sided die, 0 equals 0, not 10. All right, so the battlefield, I should say the battle map, is a Euro size 11 by 17 inch. It's long. Battles fought long ways. Here we have the Dutch army of Maurice of Nassau right here. Here's Maurice and his army. It's an odd setup because his as a matter of fact, they call it the vanguard, which is front, as you would expect, but it's also the length of the battlefield here. So he's got some infantry here. I don't have an easy key, but infantry here, cavalry over here. Then you have a center, which is right here, and then you have a rear guard here. So the center is under this commander right here, Solms, right there. So we use him as an example of a leader, counter of a wing commander. Solms here has a 0 and a 10. So the 0 is his command value. I think command value can be 0, 1, or 2, I think. And then movement value of 10 in the lower right. If I remember correctly, they can move on their own, but they must end movement with a unit of their wing. And then on the flip side, he's done. He's been activated. So his movement value is zeroed out, so to speak. And the rear guard is under Olivier van der Temple. He has the same values. So what are we looking at? For the Dutch side, 0, 0. So the vanguard is under what is his name? Francis Ferra. At least he has a command value of 1, and obviously we have Maurice of Nassau that, as you would, he doesn't look any different though, but obviously he's a 2. You would expect him to be a 2, but otherwise he doesn't have anything distinguishing him. So that's interesting. How do you know he's an army commander? I guess because the only way is that there's a black square behind his command value of 2, and let's see. Yeah, you can probably see from here. All of the wings have a color associated with them. So we have the blue back here. We've got brown in the center. We've got purple for the vanguard. So I guess one way to distinguish Maurice, his army commander, is he does not have a color. He is black, but not another color. Okay. I can show, because this unit here starts disordered, I can show it. So this is what the status is. Again, I guess I'll do it down here. So this is the front of the unit. So he's good order, normal order. You flip him over, he's disordered. And you know that because its values are already adjusted for you. For example, his movement is halved. It goes from 4 to 2. You also know it's on the disordered side because it has a yellow box behind its fire value. Fire value is... So the fire value is on a yellow background. So yellow, like concern or caution. Caution, it's disordered. Here's the front. Is on the front side. These are really nice counters. The fire value is a 4 there in the center left. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So the purple behind the fire value just corresponds to the general purple of the wing designation. And then you flip it over, and its fire value is in the yellow box there. Okay. So then it would be disordered. Then you take a status marker like this, and you have shaken and broken. So you have shaken, which is nice because it tells you everything on there for movement, fire, and morale. That's shaken, and then you flip it over, and that's its route. It's broken side. So it can only do route movement. There's fire, 0 for fire, so it doesn't fire, and it has a drastic morale situation, but that makes sense because they're broken. So then you would go, here's disordered, then you'd put marker, front of the marker on there for shaken, or back of the marker on there for broken. All right, now I'm looking from the Spanish side. Overall commander here, Alberto of Austria, right here. Command value of 1. He's up here on this dune. Dune. Okay. The general setup of the armies, basically going end to end from north to south. They're facing east to west. It certainly implies a straight up smash 'em up fight. What more can I say than that? By the scenario rules, so this is the historical scenario. It's going to last 10 turns. So what are we generally looking for in victory? It's by victory points. Okay, so you get VP obviously for eliminating units. However, the one twist here is that here's an example. If you eliminate, so morale value is the lower left large number, the 8. That's the morale value. So if you eliminate a unit that has a morale of 8, like this one, you get 2 VP. You get 1 VP if you eliminate a unit of 7 or lesser morale. So again, it's you want to eliminate units, but you also want to eliminate the enemy's quality units, and that's by morale. 2 VP for a commander of the enemy army is eliminated. And then there are 4 victory hexes worth 1 VP each. This game does have double units. The Spanish have their tercios here. There are 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4 under here. So this one starts shaken. So there's the tercio there. It's a 2-hex or double unit. It's got a wing commander Mendoza with them, and it's shaken, as I said before. So you have the Spanish tercios. Okay. Now let's see, is there anything significant about these locations? Hang on. All right, so the 4 victory hexes are generally in the center of the Dutch starting deployment area. But other than that, I don't see what they're not marked on the map, and I don't see why they're significant. Just visually, I'm sure there's probably something about the historical situation of the battle, but there are those. Oh, there's a sudden victory. Oh, the game ends with a sudden victory for the Dutch camp or side if all units M and T of the Spanish tercios with morale of 8 are eliminated, or for the Spanish side if no Dutch unit is east of the line 07. Okay, so basically 07 line is just off the camera there. So basically, if the Spanish can push the Dutch to the far end of the map, sudden victory, or if the Dutch basically maul the Spanish tercios, or significantly defeat the Spanish tercios. Okay. Okay, so rules-wise, on turn 1, the players secretly choose an order for each wing. The scenario-specific rule is that this, we have, I'll go ahead and show them because the history that's shown on the map and the counters is just so rich and nice. So we have Zapena, command value of 1, which is good. Commanding the Spanish center. He's here with this tercio. Zapena has to start with a charge order. So these are the charge. These are the orders that I talked about before. So you have charge like that. You have march order, and you have rally. I think this is rally. Yeah, and you have rally. So you have the 3 nice, brightly colored, steeped in theme order chits there. So Zapena has to be a charge. I just put him behind the commander. Whatever the convention is, I think as long as players understand how that's done. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do this quickly on camera. Now, since I am doing it on camera, I'm doing this really quick. I think basically although there are needs for both sides to attack, I guess the Spanish are maybe a bit more on the offensive. So I think we're going to go. Now, the problem is we have this cavalry over. Okay, let's talk about the terrain. There's not a lot to it, but we got to talk about it, right? So we obviously have clear, obviously over here, all of this patch that goes the whole length of the battlefield from east to west on the south side of the battlefield is all that's difficult terrain. And then these are dunes. These are dunes here. I think that's it. Let me see. I'm looking at the French. tables. But so this is what I mean when I say I'm looking at the French tables, but I have my translation as well. And so let me make sure I... Close combat, and I should have fire table, artillery fire, unable to retreat table, terrain effects, there it is. Line of slack, okay. Okay, so there is actually a line of slack tide that goes here. You can see it just faintly there. It has no effect on the game. So terrain that affects is terrain that affects movement and combat, not counting clear, is just dunes and difficult. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, simple ground to summarize. Okay, so considering all the difficult terrain, you know what I'm going to do now that I'm talking through it is I'm still going to have them. I'm still going to have. So again, let me go. We've got. Oh man, however you say his name, but here's the commander. Wow, how do I pronounce that? If I remember, I'll try to figure it out. But here's his wing over here. I'm actually going to give him a charge command. I hope I don't regret that. And then the Mendoza needs a... he'll get a march command. So it should just be those... wings. So we have the army commander. He doesn't take an order, but we have the they have vanguard, center, and rear guard as well, but theirs is, they're already linear. So Mendoza's the vanguard. He has all these forces over here, including this artillery unit. I think that's what that block. Then we have Zapena in the center, and that guy, he's the rear guard, but now he's on the left. So even though this is rear guard, he's now left. Even though this is vanguard, he's now right and center. So they're going to charge in the center, and march on the right. And then now we'll look at the... Now I'm going to look at the Dutch side, and then we are going to summarize what these orders mean by rules. Okay, from the Dutch side, that guy, Vera, is going to get a march order. They're all going to get march orders. Solms here is going to get a march order. And then Temple back here is going to get a march order. Okay, so what does this mean? Charge, again, charge. Charge. Yep. So charge order means, what does it mean in game terms? A unit under charge orders must end its movement at least 1 hex closer to the enemy unit closest to it. If the enemy is already adjacent to the enemy, it cannot move away, but can change facing and or perform an offensive fire. No unit may rally. Then we have march order. So this is an order of precedence, top to bottom, highest to lowest. Next down in precedence is march. A unit under march orders may move but may not become adjacent to the enemy. Units adjacent to their wing commander or stacked with him may attempt to rally, in which case the commander may not move. So there's a limited ability to rally. A unit which is already adjacent to the enemy may fire. And then finally we have rally, lowest precedence. A unit under rally orders may move but may not end its movement closer to the enemy. All units may attempt to rally. A unit already adjacent to the enemy may fire. So 3 orders by precedence, top to bottom, and what they mean.